Today we're going to learn how to solve one-step equations involving addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Let's look at this example. X plus 3 equals 5. So on this side we have x plus 3. On the other side we have 5. So the reason why this is an equation is because both sides are equal. Both sides need to be equal. So what happened is this 3, there's a number x. There's an unknown number they replace by x. If you add 3 to it, your answer should be 5. So you can, since this is a simple problem, you can automatically X this answer by saying that 2 plus 3 equals 5. So in this case, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So X is 2. So that's the easiest way to do it. You solve, you guess the answer. X adding to 3 should be equal to 5. So, if you add 2 to 3, you'll get 5. Let's say we didn't know what X was. The best way to solve for X is to get rid of the 3. So getting rid of the 3 means that you take the number and you put it on the other side. How do you do that? You always take the opposite of the number. So this is plus 3. The opposite of plus 3 is negative 3. So now, the reason why you take the opposite of it is to cancel it out. Because plus 3 minus 3 is 0. So it's gone. So you only have x left. Okay? But whatever you do on one side of an equation, because it is an equation, you have to do it on the other side. Because your goal was to transfer the 3 on the other side. So this one cancel. Because plus 3 minus 3 is 0. So you bring down the x. 5 minus 3 is 2. Now the reason, the way you would know that if you get the right answer for the equation is if you take the answer for the variable, in this case x, you replace it by the variable on the equation. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Now let's look at another example. You have x minus 5 equal 4. So the first, see if you can guess the number. So if you subtract 5 from 9, your answer is 4. So when you're doing an equation, both sides are always going to come out equal. Both sides are always going to come out equal. So 4 equals 4. That's if you can guess the number. Or you can use the method where you have to get rid of you need to get rid of the negative 5. You need to take that negative 5 and put it on the other side. So whenever you're moving a number from one side of the equation to the other side, you have to take the opposite of that number. So if you take minus 5, the opposite of minus 5 is positive 5. So whatever you do on one side, you do it on the other side. The reason why you're doing that is so that you can cancel out the number. So minus 5 plus 5, that's 0. Bring down the x. 4 plus 5 is 9. If you replace x by 9 on the equation, 9 minus 5 is 4. That's how you get the answer, the correct answer. Now let's look at this example. Y minus 3 equals negative 4. So either we can just guess what y is by asking ourselves, what number if I subtract 3 from that will give me negative 4? So for you to get negative 4, you have to add a number to it with the same sign. So if you add a number with the same sign to negative 3, you will get negative 4. So you can say negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4, because a negative and a minus you add because they have the same sign, and then you keep the sign. Or you could have solved this problem by doing the method that we applied earlier, where we need to get rid of the minus 3 and put it on the other side. The way you do that is you take the opposite of minus 3, in this case, which is positive 3. So now it's cancel on this side where the variable is. Now it belongs on the other side. So you bring down the y, minus 4 plus 3. You see they have different sign. So you're going to subtract, that's 1. And because 4 is larger and 4 has a negative sign, so your answer is negative. Okay? Y equal negative 1. Now, it doesn't always be the case where the variable is on the left side. The variable can be on either side. Now, let's look at this problem. We have 3 equal w minus 4. As you can see, the variable is on the other side. So you follow the same procedure to solve this problem. So you know you need the variable to be by itself, but you have this minus 4 here that you need to put on the other side. So either you guess the number and says, what number if I subtract 4 from, that will give me 3. So you know if you subtract 4 from 7, your answer is 3. So 3 equal 3. That's the easiest way of doing it. You could also use the other method where you need to transfer the minus 4 on the other side and cancel it on the side where the variable is. So you know you have to take the opposite of that. Opposite of minus 4 is positive 4. So now it's 0. So now it belongs on the other side since we cancel it on the side where the variable is. So now you only have the w on the right side, and 3 plus 4 is 7. Your goal is always to have the variable by itself. Okay, that's when you know you solve the problem. So w is equal to 7. So now we're gonna solve one-step equations involving multiplication and division. Now let's look at this problem. X divided by 4 equal 25. What does that mean? X is a number. When you divide it by 4, you should get 5. So since this is a simple problem, you can just guess what X is. So what number, if you divide it by 4, that will give you 5? X is 20, because 20 divided by 4 equal to 5. So 5 on this side equal to 5 on the other side. Okay? Or you could have solved this problem by doing, remember this is the same as 5 over 1. So you just do cross multiplication. 4 times 5 on the other side is 20. 1 times x is x. Because in front of a variable, there is always a number, invisible number 1, but they don't put it. So you know if there's always a 1 in front of the x. So 1 times x is 1x, but the 1 is invisible. Okay? So x is 20. If you want to test it, 20 divided by 4 equal to 5. Another example, a divided by 4 equal to 2. So what do they mean by is there's a number a. When you divide it by -4, your answer is 2. So what number, when you divide it by 4, will give you 2? Since the number you divide a by is negative, a has to be also negative, because a negative on negative will give you a positive number. So you know 8 times 4, 8 times -4 will be -2. So therefore you need to make the 8 also negative. So because a negative gives you a positive, 8 times 4 is 2. Or you could have just do the cross multiplication. -4 times 2, that's -8. 1 times a is a. So a equal negative 8. Now let's look at multiplication. We have 3x equals 6. So what they mean by that is there's a number. X is equal to a number. When you multiply it by 3, your answer should be 6. So what number when you multiply it by 3, you get 6? 2. So 3 times 2 equals 6. So both sides turn out to be equal. See, that's how you do multiplication. Just take the number and multiply it by, take the whatever number the variable is, multiply it by the number in front of it, and you should get the answer on the other side of the equation. Okay, and another way you could have solved that. So you know, in front of the variable, you need to make it 1 because there's always a 1 in front of the variable. So if you divide 3 by itself, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now the x is by itself because there's an imaginary 1 in front of the x, so you don't put it. Whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do it on the other side. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So the way you test it, if you multiply this by 3, you get 6. Now let's look at another example. We have negative 4y equal 12. So we're going to ask ourselves, what number if I'm multiplying by negative 4 that will give me 12? Since the 4 is negative, you know y has to be negative because a negative will give you a positive number because the number on the other side, which is 12, is positive. So you know if you multiply negative 4 by negative 3, you will get 12 because a negative and negative is a positive. 4 times 3 is 12. Another way to solve this problem is by solving for y. In order for you to solve for y, you need to get rid of that minus 4 and turn that into a 1 because in front of you need the variable to be by itself. Okay? So the way you get rid of negative 4 is by dividing by itself. So negative 4 divided by negative 4, because a negative and negative is positive, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So now you only have the y by itself. Whatever you do on one side, you got to do it on the other side. So 12 divided by negative 4, because one number is negative, your answer is negative 3. And if you want to test for the answer, if you want to check to see if your answer is right, take the negative 3 and replace it by y. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for a notification when I post another video.